There are a few other field properties available in the table design view that are worth exploring. Let's take a look at them on the employees table. I'll open that up into design view. And the first one I want to take a look at is the employee ID. Right now it's set to an auto number data type, and it has the field size of long integer, and the new values are set to increment. Long integer fields store whole numbers only, no decimals, and include a range from about -2 billion to +2 billion, so we have plenty of space to grow with this field size. For a short text field like our first name, we can store up to 255 characters. If you know you only need a certain number of characters, you can make your database more efficient if you specify a lower number. For instance, the state field in our customers table only needs to store a 2-letter state abbreviation. I can change the field size there to 2. If I leave it set at the default 255, Access blocks out enough space to store 253 characters that I will never need, and it does this for every single record. Setting it to 2 frees up that space, making the database smaller and faster. The caption properties will allow you to specify a header name that is different from the official field name. This can be useful when setting up forms, as the labels that get auto-created will use this caption instead of the field name text. However, setting a caption here often just creates confusion down the line, since the true field name is essentially masked from view, which can make making references more difficult to set up. The required property, here, allows us to force a field to be entered. Otherwise, the record won't be saved. The primary key field is always required, since it's the one field that keeps the database working properly. For this table, I'm going to set the first name and last name fields to also be required, as that's the minimum amount of information that I want before adding a new employee to the database. So we'll set last name to required as well. We can also establish additional indexes on the table here. Again, the primary key field is already indexed, but you can create additional indexes if needed. Having additional indexes on the right fields can help speed up searches and queries. Think about it like this. If I give you a phone book and a person's name, you can quickly look up the person's phone number since the phone book is indexed by last name. However, if I give you a phone number and the same phone book, imagine trying to find who that number belonged to. You'd have to search through every single line in the book to locate the correct person. However, if we had a reverse directory, essentially a phone book that is sorted by number instead of name, you'd be able to locate the phone number fairly quickly. Adding additional indexes is similar. However, the drawback is that every time you add a new record, all of the indexes have to be rebuilt. There is a definite trade-off, and you'll have to experiment with your data tables and queries to identify the optimal number of indexes for your database. I'm going to add an index here to the last name field, since we'll be searching by last name fairly often. I'll change this indexed no to yes, duplicates OK. The date-time data type has a format property that's currently set to show a 1-digit day, a 3-letter abbreviation for the month, and a 2-digit year. We can make this a little bit more standardized by using this drop-down list and choosing from the available options. I'm going to change it to short date. It'll show it with the slashes instead of the dashes. Now, as you might have noticed, as we've been clicking through these properties, over here on the right, we get a little bit of descriptive text that tells us what that property is. And if we want additional help, we can press F1 to go to the website. So while I'm here in the format property, I'll press the F1 key on my keyboard to load Microsoft Help from the website, where we can get some additional help. You should continue exploring the properties for various data types. Different data types will have additional properties associated with them, and many are self-explanatory. But I'm going to admit that some of them, such as the IME sentence mode, may be so obscure that you'll never have a reason to adjust it. However, if you ever have a question or would like some additional resources on these properties, simply click in the box and press F1 to quickly get to the help sheet.